up, y'all? It's your girl Queen Cam back again with another video, and you already read the title, so you already know what's going on today. We coming with tea and receipts about this class. Y'all want to know what happened in this class? Then keep watching this video. And I'm also going to go ahead and be doing this look for you guys, so if you know you don't care about the class and you just want to see me look cute and do my makeup, welcome. We can do that too. Anyways, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe before this video begins. And we just gonna get right into it in the next clip.
Queens get the money, queens get the money. 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 Queens get the money, queens get the money.
Okay, so I did my brows off camera just for the sake of time, but I am gonna get started. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes written down in my phone for everything that I do want to talk about. Just a disclaimer before I start this video. I know there's like one video in particular that has been going around that's like, I guess everybody's been calling it the hate video, and I use the word hate in quotation marks just because I feel like, how do I say this? I feel like it's kind of been looked down upon or like frowned at if you had a bad experience, and that's just something I don't like about our little community, I guess, that we have going on, the YouTube hustle community. A lot of people make it seem like it's not okay to have not had a great experience, and that's okay. You know, I understand there's a lot of people who have taken the course because they were following Jayla and, you know, they're subscribers of Jayla. I personally am not, nor have I ever been subscribed to Jayla. I actually found her class via an Instagram ad, so I knew who she was, but I'm not like a fan, I guess, or supporter of her. I do, you know, I support what she's doing, obviously, because I took her course. But like I'm saying, there's a lot of people who it's like you cannot say anything bad about Jayla because, you know, because of how they feel about her, like this, they fade. And that's understandable, but at the same time, I feel like it's okay to not have liked the course or for it not to have been the best experience for you, if y'all understand what I'm saying. But either way, I'm gonna get started on this makeup look, and we're just gonna chat a little bit about, you know, what went down in the course, how I feel about it. Do I feel like it was worth it? You know, just all of that. I will maybe throughout the course kind of talk a little bit about, you know, other videos that I saw, because I have been watching the videos. There's a lot of videos that I agree with, there's a lot that I didn't agree with. I think the main thing for the hate video, honestly, I don't think she necessarily lied. That's another thing I didn't want to say. I don't feel like she lied or, you know, what she was saying wasn't true. I feel like her delivery was bad. I feel like she had like reasonable cons, but I feel like it got lost in translation because of the way she was saying things. And not to say that I completely agree with everything she was saying, because like I said, everybody's experience is different, and that I don't want to discredit if that's, you know, the experience that she had. That's, you know, that's okay for that to have been her experience. So that being said, I think her delivery was bad, and I do think that some of the stuff she said wasn't pertaining to the course. It was more personal, but that don't got nothing to do with me, so I'm not really going to speak too heavily on that. But let me grab my notes so I know where I want to start, and we can just go from there. So one thing I do also want to say is I feel like a lot of the, you know, the people who didn't like the course, because there is a couple videos out there of people who didn't like the course, I feel like a lot of that could have been avoided if she had marketed the class as a beginners or intros class, because there was a lot, like as far as levels of where everybody was, there was like such a big difference. Like there were people who have not even logged onto YouTube and created a channel yet, and then there were people who were already monetized, and people that even had over 100K. Like it was a very big gradient as far as, you know, where everybody was on their YouTube journey. So, you know, I had took the class not because, you know, like I said, I was never like a subscriber or a fan of Jayla's. I took the course because I 100% wanted to invest in my brand and in myself, and I wanted, you know, I took the class. I felt like, you know, that she would be able to provide, you know, some insight that I haven't already, you know, learned. And that's, I already knew taking a YouTube masterclass that it's, you know, it's a hit or miss. You can get on there and they can tell you, you know, everything that's already on YouTube and on the internet, or, you know, you can actually get some gems. And I feel like I did get like there was stuff I learned, and there was a lot of stuff that I already knew. So that's why I said I felt like it should have been marketed as a intro to YouTube, or like, you know, beginner class, so that there, you know, wasn't any confusion. Because a lot of the, if you notice, a lot of the people who had a negative experience with the class, they had already, were people who did research. Like, I don't want to say I had a negative experience with the class, but a lot of the stuff was on YouTube or on the internet. I'm a type of person who you know, before I jump into any endeavor, I do my research, and I'm very well, you know, educated or whatever in what I'm about to do. I just don't jump in. There was a lot of girls in there who, you know, were asking basic questions that, you know, that you can find all over YouTube and the internet. So, you know, if that is the type of course that it could be, that it was going to be, that is fine. But I feel like it should have been, you know, marketed as that. So I'm gonna just go into, you know, more detail about exactly what happened. It was a 2-week course. For those who don't know, it was a 2-week course, like kind of lock-in boot camp or whatever you want to call it, where we just locked in for those 2 weeks. Every day was a different topic, and we kind of just went, you know, every day it was a live video on this app called Band, and we would just watch the live video. It stayed up for 30 days, so if you didn't watch it live, you could go back in and watch the replay of it. So most days, honestly, after a while, I did start watching it. Like, I started watching it, the replay, because for one, I know a lot of people saying, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Let me do this. I'm gonna do it this easy way. So I'm gonna read you guys the first week itinerary or syllabus, whatever you want to call it, and then I'll kind of talk about, you know, the pros and cons of that week. Sunday was the first day, and on that Sunday, that was basically the day that they kind of just let everybody into the platform of Band. The first day was crazy, honestly. Now, I didn't know ahead of time that originally when the class was brought up, like I said, I actually joined probably like 2 days before the course actually began. And like I said, I never followed Jayla or anything. I actually found it through my Instagram ads. So the first day was crazy. It was just letting people in. When I was let into the course, it was probably about 300 girls. By the time everybody was let in, it was closer to 1,000. It was like the high 900s, if I'm not mistaken. I think the highest number I had seen was like 970, if I'm not mistaken. But it was just crazy. Like, it was super unorganized. Everybody was just doing sub for sub and just posting their links, and it was crazy. So the first day was kind of like getting situated. It was supposed to be a networking night. Honestly, I had to mute everything because it was like the notifications were so bad. It was killing my phone. It was killing my iPad with the amount of people who were just on this app. So the first day was really just that, and the second day was orientation. It was kind of just like a question and answer kind of thing. There really wasn't like a set thing of what we were supposed to do. It was kind of get to know her and what to expect from the course, and, you know, stuff like that. So at this point, it's kind of, you know, everybody's going crazy. Like I said, this is the first day. Not to mention, she was, I know everybody had mentioned this, she was about an hour to an hour and a half late. The course starts at 8 o'clock every day. I think she logged in closer to 9:30. The only problem I had with this, because I understand it's the first day, and you know, this might be an app that she wasn't necessarily familiar with, or that anybody really wasn't familiar with, but the only thing I didn't like about it was there was no communication. It was kind of just like a sit and wait and see it if she comes on. A lot of people did leave the platform that day. They didn't wait for her to show up because we, you know, like I said, there was no communication. So, you know, we didn't know what time she was, you know, gonna show up. But so that was the only thing I would say for that day that I didn't like about her being late. I understand, you know, this is the first day and, you know, learning to get into the groove of everything, but there was just no communication. Like, okay, I think it finally around like 8:45 or like 8:30 is when somebody came in saying, oh, that class was starting at 9 o'clock. And even though class was pushed back, she was still late. So she pushed class back to 9, but she still didn't show up until almost 9:30. So like I said, that day, it was just so much, there was just so much going on the first day. There was a lot of, like I said, a lot of these girls were like fans of Jayla and like subscribers, so there was a lot of like fangirling, and to me, I'm like, I'm here, I'm invested in my business, like let's get the show started. Like I said, there was no syllabus at this point. There was no syllabus, so we didn't really know, you know, what was going to happen with this course, what we're doing. You know, we joined in blind faith, just, you know, hoping to learn something. So I didn't really stay on the entire time because I didn't feel like much was happening. It was just a lot of people who, it seemed like, just wanted to talk to Jayla, honestly. So the second day was how to brand and analytics. This is the day that she had pulled up her analytics in her YouTube studio to show us, you know, how much she makes on YouTube and stuff like that. So and how to brand yourself as an influencer. So this was a day that I was really excited about because I feel like that was really the gist of me even joining the class. That's the type of stuff I wanted to learn, was, you know, how to, you know, make, you know, how to grow yourself as an influencer. So this was a day that I was looking forward to the most. I kind of went in and out of the class just because there was a lot going on with the chat and stuff like that. Like I said, it was an everyday thing where it was just like everybody wanted to know, oh, Jayla, you look so cute, outfit on hair, outfit on fleek, hair on fleek, blah blah. Like, let's get it rolling, people. Anyways, so this was the day I was most excited about. She had pulled up her analytics and she was showing us, you know, how much she made and everything, which is something I really do appreciate, because, you know, a lot of YouTubers will not do that. They will not pull up, you know, let you know how much, you know, they're making. And, you know, and I didn't expect, you know, that was something that she had to do. So I really did appreciate the fact that she actually even did it. Now, I know there was a lot of people talking about, you know, this 300K thing. Like I said, when I first saw the class, she did, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm gonna try to find it if it's still up and put it in here, she did market the class as, you know, how to make 300K in a year or something, you know, something along those lines. I'm gonna go back and try to find it. However, when she did pull up her analytics and showing, you know, how much she made and whatnot, it was showing, I noticed, because like I said, we all have, most of us who actually did our YouTube have a YouTube channel know, and we've been in YouTube studio, so I noticed that she had her setting, when she was showing us how much she made, she had the setting on lifetime. If you're not familiar with what lifetime is, lifetime basically is showing you your analytics, your information, your stats for your entire, you know, as long as you've had a YouTube channel. So she is showing us, you know, her analytics, and she's showing, you know, this 300K or whatever. It's, oh, I think it was over 300K, whatever. I'll try to add that in here too. But it was on lifetime. So what that was saying was, she had her entire YouTube career, she made 300K. The thing about that is, she's been on YouTube for like 10 years. So if you really do the math, she was making about like 30K a year. Not saying, you know, she does have 2 channels, so, you know, I don't know what I don't honestly remember what channel she was showing us for. Not that I'm pocket watching, and I understand, you know, what some people were saying when other people had brought that up in their video, why y'all worried about what she's making. I'm not, but I think it was important, especially if that's what you're marketing it as, that you're making 300K, that you should say, you know, that you should make it clear. Because I think a lot of people understood it as, oh, she made 300K this year, or, you know, last year, or, you know, in this certain amount of time frame, and not 300K over 10 years. So that was something that I had noticed. I didn't really say anything, or I don't think I really blinked much at the time, but I think after like watching other people's videos, I was like, okay. So I wasn't the only person who noticed that or whatever. The next day was banner and thumbnail. Banner and thumbnail is something that you can find on YouTube, easy. Banner and thumbnail, it's literally everywhere. So like I said, that's definitely like beginner intro level. So I understand why a lot of people didn't feel like they really got anything. I felt like I did get a little something. Alright guys, technical difficulties. But anyways, like I was saying, I make my own banner and thumbnails now, so you know, that's something that I already knew how to do. So like I said, that was something only somebody who was intro level would benefit to, or really people who just didn't do their research, because even at intro level, that was, you know, that was like one of the first things I learned how to do. But anyways, I also didn't know that the person who was teaching that day, because she had a guest speaker, I didn't know that the person was actually her stylist. I'm here thinking like this is her graphic designer or whatever, because, you know, if you're having a guest speaker come speak about something, you would think that they're like a professional in that field. So I'm thinking, I had no idea until I had watched a few other people's videos saying, oh, that's her stylist. Like I said, I don't watch her stuff, so I'm not familiar with people who are in her circle. I will say he did a great job though, and I did, you know, I got a few little tips and tricks from that, even though I already knew how to do my banners. So, you know, that didn't really bother me too much. But I do understand why other people would feel, you know, like, okay, well, you're having a guest speaker on, you know, the graphics of your channel. You would think it would be somebody who's, you know, a professional at graphics. It wasn't. So, you know, that was another thing. But like I said, I personally did, you know, get a few tips and tricks, and people who are more intro level would have gotten a lot out of that, which is why I said if she had branded the class or marketed the class as a beginner's course and only beginners were in it, you would have less people who were kind of upset with, you know, the content or whatever, you know, that day was. So the next day was connect with followers and telling your story. I enjoyed this day. I didn't stay for the whole thing because it felt so dragged out to me. I did enjoy the class. I thought the lady was really nice and that she had some good things to say. However, I feel like, you know, connecting with your followers and telling your story, I just feel like there's not really a way to teach somebody how to connect with followers, you know, to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, if you're genuine and you're yourself, there are, you know, there's going to be people who like you as a person are going to subscribe, are going to, you know, follow you because they like you. There's no way, you know, to really be, and I understand like some of the stuff she was saying, like being a little bit vulnerable and letting people know you and stuff like that. That's good advice, but you know, only to a certain extent. But I do think that class was good. It felt less businessy and just kind of personal. Like, you know, she told us about her life and stuff like that. Like I said, I think I was actually that was when I had went to Houston actually, so I don't think I caught that class live. I had watched the replay when I had got back to my hotel room that day, but I don't even think I watched the whole thing. But like I said, I thought it was a good class for what it was, but you know, there's only a certain extent. Friday was how to edit. If you're on YouTube, then you know to a certain extent how to edit. She taught us how to do, you know, how to edit on iMovie, which is like basic, you know, level, and it's kind of self-explanatory. Like I said, this is another thing that you can find on YouTube or on Google. It's not really rocket science how to edit, like I said, but if you are a beginner, then this was a helpful day to you. I'm pretty good with editing. I don't think I really watched much of this day. After a certain point, you know, she was late a few times, so I had stopped watching. I had stopped watching live because I was just like, I don't know what time she's gonna show up. And most of the time she was only like 5 to 10 minutes late after the first day where she was an hour and a half late. But I still was like, you know, I just never know. You don't know what time she's gonna show up. So I really stopped watching them live, and I was just like, I'm gonna watch whenever, you know, whenever she shows up or whatever she posted, and I watch it because then I can skip through if it's boring at some point, because a lot of times they would waste literally like 10 minutes on just, you know, chit-chatting with Jayla. So to me, I wasn't here for that. Like I said, I don't know her like that, or, you know, I'm not familiar with her like that, so I didn't really care for that part. So it was better for me to watch replays, because then I can kind of skip through and watch what I wanted to watch out of it. I didn't watch too much of the editing day just because, like I said, it was all information that I could find online. So it just really wasn't, you know, that important to me. Saturday night was Under the Influence. I didn't really watch that day either. Honestly, I started checking out during second week, and that's something I did notice. Like I said, it was a class of 900, almost 1,000 people. Now, beginning of the course, I think I would say maybe 400 or 500 people will watch live. By the second week, it was literally only like 100 and something people watching live. On the days that, well, at least on the days that I was in there. Literally it was probably like only 100 and something people. The only 2 days that I had watched in the second week was Monday, which was mastering the YouTube algorithm, and Friday, which was brand deals. Now, watching the day that she had did the mastering the YouTube algorithm, I do think there were a few good gems in there. She did teach us, like, I didn't know personally about Google Trends. I only knew about like vidIQ and TubeBuddy and stuff like that, as far as, you know, with working with your tags and getting the right SEO. But I didn't know about Google Trends. I still kind of am learning that. So that was like one good gem that I did get out of that class. And then for the brand deals, that was another thing that I was interested in, because that's like one of the things that you see less about online, because a lot of people don't like to share that type of stuff. I do have a few, you know, resources in terms of that, but that was the day I was interested to actually hear from an influencer about. The girl who came on, I guess that was her manager, and that lady is a brand manager. She didn't know a lot about brands, to be honest. I mean, obviously she's a brand manager, so I'm sure she has something to offer to, you know, the people who she works with or her clients. But there were, you know, certain things that I felt like she should have known that she didn't. For instance, she had been asked a question about what a niche was, because like I said, there was a lot of people in there who had no idea, you know, who hadn't started their YouTube channel yet. Like, they're at the day one step. Now, niche is something that you can find online. However, like I said, there was a lot of people in here who I feel like clearly hadn't done their research, and they were kind of in this class to learn everything. And if you were like one of those people, then I feel like this class was great for you. If you wanted, you know, if you didn't do your research and you wanted kind of everything in one place, this was the perfect class for you. But for those of us who actually do research and wanted to like kind of extend our knowledge, I see why a lot of people were disappointed in the class. However, I'm the type of person who likes to know like multiple ways to do something. So like I said, there was a lot of stuff that I already knew how to do, but I got a few little gems from their different way of doing things, or their different information that they had. So that was fine to me. All in all, I wouldn't say that the class was a scam. I would say there were pros and cons to the class, and I think it depends on where you were in your YouTube career or your YouTube experience for how you felt about it. Like I said, I am somebody who does my own research, so there was a lot of stuff that I was already familiar with. So I do feel like the class was a little, you know, surface level. But like I said, if you're somebody who knew nothing about YouTube and didn't even know where to start, this class was literally perfect for you. So I really think where she went wrong in this class was how it was presented. So I feel like if she had presented it more as a YouTube 101 type of thing, then she would have received less backlash on, you know, on the course. But like I said, I did enjoy, there was things that I enjoyed about the class. She actually is having another class specifically on brand deals, because that was a lot of stuff that we had asked her about. Like, for us who had done our research, we were asking, like, you know, about putting together media kits and stuff like that. That was the type of information that they wanted to know about. But that wasn't, you know, a part of the curriculum for that course. But she did, you know, let us know that she was having another course and that she would be doing it with the same lady who had spoke to us about brand deals, who I think is her brand manager. But I probably will not be taking that course just because I don't feel confident enough in her brand manager. But I'm sure there are other people who will take the class and enjoy the class, and that is fine for them. But I personally don't feel like I would benefit, I guess, from the class, or, you know, that I need to take that class right now. I will give the class, I guess, I would say the class was a 7 out of 10. And from my experience, there are people who will say the class is a 10 out of 10, and that's fine that the class was a 10 out of 10 to them. There's people who will say the class was a 1, a 0, a 2. That's fine, because that's what the class was to them. And I think that's what most people should take away from all these reviews, is that your experience is going to be dependent on where you are. And so a lot of people like trying to discredit or take away from how somebody else, you know, felt about the class. I don't like that, because it's like, how can you tell somebody how they felt about something? Just because certain information was good to you, it may not have been good to them, because they might have already known it. Or like I'm saying, you cannot say the class was trash, because there was people who, you know, got something from it. So like I said, it's really, you know, depends on you as a person. I barely even got finished with my makeup because I'm over here talking to y'all about this class. But like I said, the one greatest thing that I did get from this class was the networking opportunity. Like I said, there was almost 1,000 girls in there. So, you know, that's 1,000 different potential connections. And like I said, it was a lot of people. It was a lot of spamming, but I did, you know, meet a small group of girls who, you know, I still am in contact with. We still support each other's videos. You know, we have a group chat and we talk pretty much every day. So that's a good thing that I did get out of there, and I think that's the greatest thing that a lot of people got out of this. There's people who support my videos like hard, like they watch every single video, they're under in the comments, they give great feedback, and I think we have like an accountability group as well. So that was another positive that I got out of the class. Had to focus a little bit. All in all, honestly, if I knew what I know now, would I take the class again? Probably not, just because I feel like majority of the information, actually no, I take that back. I think I would take the class again just solely off the networking standpoint. As far as the content we learned, I don't feel like I learned anything magnificent that I couldn't find online. But as far as like the friendships, connections, network that I made, I would definitely take the class again. If you are new to YouTube and you don't want to do research, then I guess take the course. It'll probably be great for you. But if you've done your research, I don't think this is the class for you. That's what I'm gonna say. Because a lot of people are just coming out and saying, oh, the class is so trash. And, you know, they're taking, I feel like they're, you know, potentially stopping people who may have been thinking about this class from taking it because they think, you know, that they're going to get scammed. Or saying, I feel like they're taking away from people who will take the class, who will potentially want to take the class, who could benefit from it because they're saying it's a scam. I would just say a better way to put it is that it is very intro level, and if you're not intro level and you've done your research and you know all the basics about YouTube and SEO and your analytics and stuff like that, then there's not much for you to benefit from this class. But anyways, like I was saying, I think there's a lot of like cattiness going on in this community, and I feel like people need to allow others to have their opinion and own their opinion, even if it is different than yours. That's really what I'll have to say about that. So overall, was the class a scam? No. Well, in my opinion, no. I just think that it should have been marketed differently. I think the class also could have been smaller. Not could have, the class needs to be smaller, a little bit more intimate. I think that was another thing. It was overwhelming, especially for it to be, you know, her first time doing, you know, doing this venture. I think she should have allowed it to be smaller so that, you know, she could, you know, work out the kinks, because it's a lot harder to do that when you have to do it for almost 1,000 people. But like I said, the cattiness and the shade and, you know, stuff like that. Excuse me guys, hold on. Anyways, the cattiness and the shade is really not needed. However somebody felt about the course is how they felt about the course. That's their truth and that's their experience, and you know, it's going to be different from yours. Doesn't make theirs wrong, nor does it make yours wrong, is really what I'm trying to say here. But that is the tea on the course. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's how I feel. That's all I have to say. If you don't like what I have to say, click off, or you know, feel free to share your opinion in the comments. I could care less. If you agree with what I have to say, show some love in the comments. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, because you know we love it here. But let me get a little spray. But like I said, if your opinion is different from mine, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, because I don't care. That's your opinion and this is mine. So this is my look, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how I feel about the course. Scam, no scam, you decide. I left y'all with the receipts. Do what you want with it. That's all I have to say. Okay, like I said, to my loyal people, appreciate you. Make sure you come back next time for another banger video, because we got them coming. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribed, because it's a party and the party's just getting started. And if you like this look, subscribe so you can see some more.